And we're back. And hopefully our internet is doing a little better here. Doesn't look like it. We're still dropping frames. Why? Why is that happening? Sorry guys, I don't know what's up with my my internet right now. It's just really not working. I tried restarting the router, which didn't appear to help so much. We're still dropping about 20% of our frames. But we're going to try and write it out and see what happens. So I'm just going to keep going with the coverage, and hopefully some or all of this is coming through. So yeah, we were looking at this knight e5, which I don't think can be taken, but black has trouble developing. He played a6, which I didn't like. I think he needs to castle here and just finish development. So after knight e5, a6, bishop d3, that makes a lot of sense. You could also think about playing this move here and just supporting this knight, so that after it takes, you can take back with the knight and have a great position. But bishop d3 makes a ton of sense. And here, black did take, but I think this is going to run into the same issues we saw earlier, because we looked at this on move 7, and after knight takes, d takes, knight d7, queen g4, this is a tender point, and the move a6 really doesn't change that. In fact, white has just included, like, black's transposing into a line that was bad for him with the inclusions of the move a6 and bishop d3, so this can only be even worse for him. After d takes, knight d7, here h4 was played, but I think the immediate queen g4 poses some direct problems to black, which is simply how do you protect this pawn? And I don't really have a good answer. I think the best move is probably g6 because, again, castling, I'm going to grab your exchange from you. And unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about it because you can try this cute idea of bishop f6, and when you take, I hit your queen, but the queen just drops back. I'm holding this pin, and I'm up a piece, so this would be totally winning. So instead of h4, I think the immediate queen g4 just is, and this position is just awful. For instance, now I go h4, right? And you have big, big issues. I have h5 coming, it's almost unstoppable. And I have ideas of going like h5 takes, if you go f takes, I can probably play bishop takes and just come in on this king. Or maybe prepare slower with knight f3 and long castles. But okay, h4, which is a pawn sack actually. I don't, black took this. I don't know if I would take that. Yeah, because now, what's going on here? Takes and queen g4? Isn't this a problem for you? You're losing the g7 pawn? So here, after h4, I think black has had like a moment to breathe. Castles, and now you're like one tempo behind on this queen g4 bishop h6 plan. So I don't know if there's still a good defense though. Like maybe queen g4 king h8. Black is claiming that he'll somehow survive, which I highly doubt because all these pieces are terrible and all of white's pieces are great, except for the a rook. So yeah, after h4, I don't think you can castle. I think you have to make something happen over here, like develop some pieces or something. maybe go b5 with the idea of going like bishop b7, queen c7, and queenside castles. It's risky, but I just don't think you can kingside castle. I think there's just too much pressure. So I'm not sure exactly what you should do here. Say's chess saying the drop frames are not that bad. Okay, good to know. Good to know. We're gonna keep up the stream. Hope it's not so terrible. But after takes, I think queen g4. Like, I don't know what you do. Maybe g5? That's enterprising, is how I would describe that. g5, g3? What's going on? Nobody knows. The thing is, I can give up a bunch of material as weight because I think I'm just mating. Like, honestly, none of these pieces are at all useful. So like takes, but this is hanging all of a sudden, which I don't like. g3 takes, and all of a sudden there's this move. This is very sharp, actually. Takes, king e2, rook f8. Yeah, now I'm not so sure, actually, that this is so good. So, let's see. Queen g4, g5. I think this actually happened in the game. Let me check. I have a feeling that this is what happened in the game. Yeah, queen g4, g5 was played. Yeah, and I thought I saw this structure arise. So in this position, white played rook h4, which on first thought is probably a great move. The point is, again, black has just no development, so we're just gonna take a can over to it. If we have to sack an exchange, great, I'll sack the exchange. And the point is, white has moves like queen g7, knight f3, long castles, and rook h1, and there's just going to be massive pressure against the black king for only an exchange. And if I only have to give up an exchange to get this, then I'm doing great. gh4, queen g7, rook f8 is probably an only move, yep. So now the black king is very stuck in the center. White could take this, but I think even better is to go like... there's this annoying move of bishop g5. Bishop g5 looks good. Bishop takes h7 looks reasonable. Knight f3 looks good as well. Lots of good moves for white here. I would probably, or long castles also. I don't know if I mentioned long castles. I would probably long castle here, or play knight f3. I wonder, I mean, what is black doing, right? Black needs to arrange queenside castles, but that'll take him at least 3 moves before he's ready to queenside castle. So how are we breaking through here? What I really want is knight to g5 takes, and then knight takes e6, I think. If I can get all that, I just win. So perhaps we start with knight f3. And then we're preparing to go boom, 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 boom. Which should just win on the spot. Yeah, I like this knight f3. Knight f3 was played, good. Queen b6. So we're throwing a counterpunch here. So yeah, this is a little bit annoying because the black queen is coming out with tempo, which makes it which makes black's chances of long castling a little bit more likely. Although the strange thing is, with the queen on b6, this knight has no moves. It just can't move. So white should long castle, which he did, and king d8. Why are we making a move like king d8? Was there a threat that I was missing? What on earth is the idea behind playing the move king d8? Okay, he wants to go king d8, king c7, king b8. I find this hard to believe, at best. King d8, let's go knight g5. I'm threatening to take this, which will make your position fall apart, especially if my knight lands here. You just can't allow that. It was 16. I don't like move 16. After king d8, white played queen takes h7, which I don't really like at all. The reason is I thought the queen was actually very well placed on g7. It's really locking down a lot of black's pieces. Black has no mobility, and as soon as the knight can move, then the bishop can move, and black starts to unwind. But with the queen on g7, this knight won't move. It just can't. So instead of moving the queen, let's improve our other pieces. This piece is not great right now. Although if this diagonal were to open up, it would be monstrous. So maybe trying to get the knight to f6 is an idea. And we can start that with knight g5, actually. So knight takes f7 is a threat, but knight takes h7 to f6 is also a threat. And it's a really big threat, actually. So this move carries a lot of power, which is what we want. We want to just improve those pieces, keep them going, keep them up. So I like this knight g5 idea. We're just gonna zoom through this so we can catch up with the game. Queen h7 was played. Not a huge fan. King c7. Black's continuing with his idea. Queen takes h7. I wonder if that gave black an opportunity to free himself a little bit. I'm trying to think if there's something we can do here. Like, what if I go c4? I am giving up this square, but I'm getting this square. c4, bishop, c2, knight c5. And my point is, because your queen went to h7, I don't have to guard this rook anymore. My knight can actually move. And if you give me enough time, I'll go boom, boom. I guess the issue is this pawn is going to collapse, which could be a very big issue. Something like bishop h6. Yeah, that's a problem, right? Bishop h6, rook e8, queen f7. Everything's dying. Even still here. Maybe I live. You end up with a lot of pawns, though. Like, I don't even really want to take that with the knight. I want to go like here. Right now you have 7 pawns, so you're up. You have 1 pawn for the exchange. Black's king still isn't really safe. These pieces, this knight makes some sense, but the queen's not very good. Yeah, it's not great. I will collect this pawn at some point, probably like rook h1, h4. So I think even here, white has a great position. And I'm probably not playing hyper accurately for white. So basically the point is, whatever black does, white is still doing great. I think knight g5 is just a kill though. I think you're just dead in the water. But okay. King c7, what happened? Bishop h6, yep, we're gonna win that pawn. Okay, black gave the exchange back, but this is not. He played king b8. This is not working at all, I don't think, because after takes, you still lose this pawn. So you're gonna lose that pawn, which means you're gonna lose everything. Like this knight is almost unprotectable. You could go queen d8. But your position just collapses, and now you're not even up material. So instead of king b8, like if your position is going to be terrible, at least have it be terrible while you're up material, right? Although annoyingly, this pawn is struggling to find some protection. Takes, king b8. White needs to add some fuel to this fire. Not now. Knight g5. It's not so easy. It's not easy at all, actually. Maybe c4. Maybe c4 and knight c5 here is not so ridiculous. Protecting twice, actually. This is maybe palatable because black is still up the exchange and doesn't appear to be losing on sight. Whereas here, after you give up the exchange, now you're just losing. You're not at material and your position is still garbage. In fact, you're down a pawn and your position doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that knight takes f8, queen takes f7, this all happened. Queen d8 was played, sure. Your position is still garbage. Rook h1 maybe looks good to me. Yeah, rook h1 looks really good to me. It was played. King a7, that's sensible. Now, knight takes h4 is probably good. Rook takes h4 also looks good. Basically, the point is, those are my next 5 moves. Okay, rook takes h4 played, very good. This gives the knight the continued option of going to g5. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Bishop d7, this bishop moves for the first time 21 moves into the game. Yeah, that's a rough game. And rook h8. Yikes. We're not threatening to take the knight, but if you give me 2 moves, I'll go knight h4 to g6. So probably black has to go like queen e8 and just totally bail. Yeah, queen e8 played. And knight g5. So white is up 2 pawns for a clean 2 pawns, and one of them is a passed g pawn, and one of them is a cramping e pawn. This pawn makes this bishop probably the worst piece in the game. So yeah, white should just be winning. I look forward to seeing this conversion. White should win this quite easily, I think. I don't see any huge issues with the, or I don't see any reason why there should be issues with the conversion. Instead of knight g5, I'm wondering if it's possible to dodge this queen trade. I mean, what is black doing, right? Say I go queen f6. I guess black repeats with queen d8. But okay, no, I don't have to go queen f6. Say I go queen g7. What's black doing? My next moves will be knight h4 g6. Oh, no they won't, because now the queen is guarding that square, actually. Okay, my next moves will be knight g5 h7. No, there's this move queen. No, the g6 square is covered. That's all ridiculous. And now I have this move too. Yeah, this is bad. I don't think white should have allowed the queen trade. I think this pin is so brutal that white doesn't need to allow any shenanigans like that. Like, I think after queen g7, this knight is just lost, basically. I don't see a way to hold on to that piece. So, okay, we'll check back in on this conversion for white, but I don't think white needed to enter the endgame, but okay, it's probably still winning. I can't fault him. We have a second game going on, and that is between Spite Knight and Uday Satya, and this is a board 5 game. The other game was a board 3 game. I'm sorry I didn't announce that. This is a board 5 game, and let's see what happened here. Apparently our third game got cancelled, very unfortunately. Let's see what's going on in this game. E4, C5, the Sicilian defense, very good. And we have a hyper-accelerated dragon. Where's something pretentious when you need him? It's funny, I give him a hard time for this opening. I have no respect for this. I think this is a terrible opening for black. But he continues to play it. So we're entering the main lines of the open. And we have the Maroczy bind. So white is just eating up a ton of space in the center. And he's saying, hey black, you wanted to play d5, you're not playing d5. And I think these positions are really, really good for white. And I don't know why anyone would want to play them for black. I feel like white just gets to do everything he wants. So we saw knight f6, knight c3, very normal. d6, bishop e2. There's usually some trick here. I never know quite how it works with knight g4. But you have to wait until the bishop's on e3. So it's like, I think it's like knight c6, bishop e3, and knight g4. Something like this. Although maybe my move order was inaccurate, because if I go knight c6 right now, I wonder if there's an e5. Nope, it gets taken. I'm an idiot. How do I manage to be so bad at chess? So, yeah, there's this like knight g4 trick, and the point is if you take the piece, white regains the piece, and here white goes like queen d1, and because black has no space, it's pretty nice for him that he got to trade off a pair of minor pieces. So this is good for, or it's not good for black, but it's an idea to help solve black's problems. I think the position is still great for white, but that's very playable. Instead we saw d6 right away, bishop e2, knight c6, and now this same trick isn't going to work, because after bishop e3, knight g4, the bishop's on moved. Maybe it does work. Huh. Because this bishop has been opened as well. So like bishop e3, or sorry, not bishop g4, knight g4. You need to take that, take. But here I can go f3, that's the difference. So yeah, this doesn't work at all. So, okay, knight c6, bishop e3, castles. And here's the thing about this position. Black just doesn't have enough space for all of his pieces. This bishop doesn't have a great square. Sometimes it comes to e6, which looks a little weird, but it's not the worst thing the world's ever seen. But this knight has some trouble finding a square. Oops. Like, it has no good square. It'll probably come back to d7 and e5 at some point. This knight is also probably going to e5. So this knight could go to e5, this one could go to c5. But white can always play moves like f4 and b4 and just gain even more space, eat up this 5th rank. So that's why I don't like these positions for black. They're not unplayable, however. Castle's knight d7. The knight is coming to one of these squares we mentioned. Rook b1. Rook b1's a little bit interesting. I feel like this rook should go to c1. And the point is, when you move the b pawn, say to b4, this knight becomes unprotected and is therefore like a tactical target. But so here after rook b1, say, I don't know, knight c5, if you go b4, then this knight has all of a sudden become unprotected. So after move like, not knight e6, right? Yeah, maybe there's no immediate punish for this. It just feels a little uncomfortable. Here white traded off a pair of pieces, and now you have to do something about this piece. Like, I don't know, queen c2, knight e5. Black's doing okay here. There's some pressure on this pawn, which is annoying. So I think rook c1 is more normal. I'm not sure about this rook b1. a5 securing this square. a3. Insisting on this b4 idea. Knight c5. And now white should play b4, or else their play doesn't make any sense. AB, and knight e6. And again, this is very similar to the positions we were looking at, except the A file has opened. And right now black has his rook on the A file, but I'm not sure that this is such a huge benefit to black, because white can immediately contest. For example, takes, queen c2. You don't currently have an entry on the A file. You can go knight e5. This pawn is hanging. But I don't know, maybe I go c5 here. Start breaking down the structure a little bit. And if I go c5 and you take and the b file opens up, you have a weakness here. I'll have a weakness on c5, but I'm not sure about this position. Just to show, takes, suddenly this is hit. You have knight g4 ideas. This position is probably dynamically equal. I think white tried to play a little bit too quickly in these positions. In these positions, black is statically much worse. He has so much less space. So in these positions, white doesn't need to hurry. Knight c5. First of all, I don't like this a. I wasn't a huge fan of this rook b1 move. I wasn't a huge fan of this a3 move. a5. Okay, you got your space there. Let's play something calm like f3. You can play knight c5. Okay, your knight's on c5. Congratulations. I have ideas of going like knight d5. And what exactly is your knight on c5 doing? It hits that, sure, but I protected it. You're not coming in here. You're not coming to any of these squares. So I think white has a very pleasant position here. There's no need to rush with this b4. There's no need to open up the position where all of a sudden this bishop becomes very, very strong. And actually I take it back. The opening of the A file is very good for black, and the reason is this bishop will always be x-raying the A1 square, so it's very dangerous for white to put a piece on the A1 square. 96. What happened here? So yeah, we saw takes, takes. There's no real way for white to maintain this knight. White could go knight e5, which protects this knight. That's interesting. That's definitely playable. Knight b5. I sort of like this move, because all of a sudden white's knights come to really strong outposts. This knight will come into b4, or d5, not b4, what am I talking about? And then maybe a knight will land on like c7. Could be very annoying. Although the black knights, no, they don't have an outpost of their own. This is covered, the square is covered. So again, after knight e6, black doesn't have any space, right? So I would like to avoid trading pieces. This is the only move to avoid trading pieces. If you drop back anywhere else, this knight hangs. But knight b5, knight d5 coming. These knights are really strong. This bishop still is unsure of its home. And here I like white. After takes, I don't think I like white anymore. Black has managed to equalize, I feel like. Knight d5, okay. That's a reasonable try. Here as black, I would probably hop into e5. Okay, the black player took this knight. Bishop takes d5. I'm not sure about this move. I'm very much not sure about this move. First off, you're giving up the bishop pair. The bishop on e6 was actually a decent piece. Sort of applying some pressure. And after a move like knight e5, this knight is pinned currently to the pawn here. I can think about playing moves like queen d7 and rook a4. I think black has a reasonable game here. After takes, white took back, and all of a sudden white has a really strong pawn mass in the center. c5 is coming. And black has given up the bishop pair. I mean, yeah, you go knight e5, but c5, right? And the b file is going to open. I'm going to have two very strong pawns. They're hanging pawns that have reached the 5th rank. Normally the hanging pawns are on the 4th rank. So these pawns just eat up space. Yeah, I like this for white a lot. c5 is played, very good. Takes, takes. Queen c7, he has to guard this guy. I don't know, we got d6 here? Or, I don't know, we got bishop f4 here? I feel like we can be really annoying. No, bishop f4 takes. But like d6, that's a pass pawn. That's a pass pawn, he's running. d6 takes, takes. Don't want to go queen d7, there's bishop d5. I'm bothering you. I'm bothering you with this pawn. I want to go things like f4, bishop f3, snack. Where's this queen go, right? These pawns are really strong. You don't even have to go for the direct d6. You can just build up the position. Maybe you go f4 right away, so you can put your bishop on f3, improve the bishop. f4, knight d7. This is hanging all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't like this for black. This might have been too hasty, but no need to play f4. Just play a calm move, an improving move. Queen c2. Bring this other rook in. And white's doing great. Let's see what he played. Okay, he did go d6. d6 takes. And here's the position we have on the board. This is a dangerous pass pawn. I think black... I really don't know where to put this queen for black. Maybe it's best to put it on d8. Yeah, but then this, right? It's so annoying. There's like nowhere to put the queen. Queen c8? The point is, you have to guard this. You kind of want to be on that square. Queen c8, f4, knight d7, bishop g4. Maybe not even bishop g4, bishop f3. This is so uncomfortable. Black just gets getting like a pawn rammed down his throat. Oh, I missed a lot of chat. Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Woo Wolf. I might look at the game after these two games are finished. Anyway, I think White is like just dominating that game. So Spite Knight's doing very well, in my opinion. Let's check in on this first game. I said White was winning here. And let's see if that turned out to be a case. Knight g5 was played. The queens came off. And bishop c6. I'm not totally sure how you stop me from going g4, g5, g6, g7, g8. Like, I don't really see how that gets prevented. Bishop c6, g4. Let's go. Oops. g4, d4. So black is sacrificing a pawn to open the bishop, but that's 3 pawns. It's just like takes, and show me what you got, right? I don't see what you got there. d4 takes was played. Bishop f3, g5. Yep. Knight d7. g6. So if g6, there's maybe this move. Maybe this move, but I don't know. I think this pawn just queens, bishop h5. Like, I just take and move the knight somewhere. And you have to sack the piece. This pawn is just queening. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Knight d7 takes, g6, bishop h5. Now just any old knight move. And you can't stop the pawn. You just can't stop it. You have to sack the bishop. Knight f8, g7. You lose. Knight, you lose. You just lose. You just sack the bishop. And there's nothing here. White is winning. It's interesting. Black's troubles started way back here with a really innocuous looking move. This bishop e7 move doesn't look bad, but I think this is really the start of Black's trouble. And then he really compounded his trouble by playing A6. Yikes. A6. How can that possibly be the best move here? You have to develop castles. You have to castle there. And then A6, bishop B3. And they made it even worse by taking here. Maybe this position is still playable with a move like castles. But then you played A6 and bishop D3, and it's like, oh, why? And I already start to wonder if white has some kill here. Something like G4. Looks very dangerous. Very dangerous. G4, G5, and Queen H5. Looks incredibly dangerous. I'm going to check the opening explorer on this bishop E7 move. So yeah, it's played much less frequently, and white scores very well in these positions. And apparently the main move here is to take, D takes, and play this position. I have a very hard time believing in this position. Yeah, this is a very bad position for black. So, yeah, black just got in a lot of trouble right out of the opening. And then when his king wasn't safe, he went pawn grabbing. The bishop takes h4, which you just can't do that. You can't go pawn grabbing like this. Okay, the game has actually ended after white played a different move than my move. A different knight move. He played knight h6, and you can't stop the pawn. So black resigned, which I think is very reasonable. A good game, a good game. I think black got in a lot of trouble out of the opening. He violated some opening principles, and he had to pay for that. Good, let's go back to our other game. The Spite Knight versus... Who is it? Spite Knight versus... Udeste? Ude-sacha. And we're stuck in this position. Oh, we do have a move. So after c6, we have this powerful pawn. Queen d7 has been played. I worry about this. This sort of move keeps me up at night. I think his point is, after bishop b5, you can go queen d8, and this pawn is protected or is not attacked, and this bishop, there's no more bishop b6. But I don't know. Like this just looks so awful. Queen here. I start to threaten things like bishop here or here. I think this is really falling apart. Although with my queen here, maybe there's this move. I guess I just take, right? Ah, but I've unguarded this. Yeah, I don't know. The position is complex. The position is certainly complex. Queen d7. Bishop b5 makes a lot of sense. f4 also makes quite a lot of sense. Driving this knight when you can't go to the d7 square. The knight would have to go to c6. Bishop g4 is very awkward, right? Because you can't step back, actually, because of the pawn. So after queen d7, f4, that's shaky. Knight c6. bishop g4. I think you have to play f5, but then you played f5, right? So I have, all of a sudden I have checks on this diagonal. But even simpler is just go bishop f3, and I'll bring the bishop here. Also, this bishop can land on b6. Yikes. This is really unpleasant. Yeah, I have a hard time believing any of this for the black player. Very, very approaching loss, I think. Bishop h5, it's hanging. Oh, to the rook in that other line. Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, I have the wrong overlay up. Sorry, guys. I'm going to switch this over to the correct overlay with Spy Knight and Udate State. I'm never going to get it right. Uday Satya. So Queen d6, Queen d5 played. Let's take a look at that. Oops, that's not the right thing. Queen d7, excuse me, Queen d5. Okay, he's taking a more direct targeting of this pawn. I wonder if I'm getting off a little easy here. I wonder if there's this sort of move. And the point is the trade of pawns is excellent for black. Trading b7 for d6 would be excellent. But I feel like white just plays very statically, and the threat is still here. White also has the two bishops because of that capture on d5. Yeah, I think that capture on d5 was a massive strategic mistake. I think otherwise black had a fine game. Knight c6 here. Yeah, but the pieces all just make sense. This one too, right? Bishop here, bishop to c4. All of all of white's pieces have great squares. White just has such a dominating position. This bishop could even slide into c7 and be incredibly annoying. This bishop could also go to b5 if he wants. Yeah, this is a great position for white. Queen d5 also looks very reasonable. It's also less committal than my f4 move. With f4, you do open the dark squares against your king. Although it looked very good, f4, knight c6. Bishop g4, you have to go f5. And that's not good. Because then you played f5, and my position is unbelievable. Okay, queen d5, knight c6 played. That's sort of like the line I was looking at, just the rooks haven't come out to the d file yet. Yeah, white's doing great. White is doing great. If you go if you go bishop g5 here, you can't do that yet because of takes. So rook, knight c6. Yeah, here we were looking at either bishop b6 or bishop g5 is also reasonable. Although this rook will find a reasonable place on the e file, for example. You can go bishop c4, but you're not threatening that pawn yet. I guess bishop e7 is coming. Like bishop e5 take, bishop e7. It's a good square for a bishop. Yeah, I mean this is everything is good for white. Bishop c4. Hold on. Do you have a little bit of an issue here? You're spread a little thin. You're spread a little thin. Bishop g4. Bishop g4 should not work. Bishop g5, rook e8, bishop g4 takes. I assume your idea is d7. I will sack the exchange. Or maybe your idea is rook b7? Now that does appear to have a little venom in it. This certainly has some venom. This is really sharp. I'm looking at moves like this. And you can't take this knight, actually. You can't take this knight. So if you go d7, I give the exchange, and I think I'm doing well. If you go rook b7, I think I'm winning, actually. Take f7 with the queen. Yeah, you lose. Or I lose, you're right. I'm dumb. Okay, I need a better move here. That's very reasonable. You're right. I'll give you that one. Okay, let's go rook f8. Again, you can't take my knight. Can't take my knight. It's not illegal. Not allowed. If you go d7... d7, I'll give the exchange again. d7... No, this rook. Rook here takes. I can take with either piece, actually. I will take with the rook. Aren't I doing okay here? I'm not convinced you're promoting this. Okay. Why can't I play this? Why can't I play rook takes d8? You still can't take this knight. h3. Yeah, I got the wraparound though. I still got the wraparound. Any h3, g3, f3, I got the wraparound. I'm good to go here. And I'm going to play knight e5 next move, I think. So I want to... Pitju is giving a line in chat, which is interesting me, because he's sacking his queen, I think. I'm not sure. Where is it? Is it in these f4 lines? I've lost in my tree of variations. Queen d5, knight c6. Oh no, it was in the rook lines, right? So rook, knight c6, bishop d5, rook e8, bishop c4, and he was saying after rook a5, there's queen takes f7. And this is a nice move. I think this is a nice move. I'm not sure though. His idea is to go d7. I give the exchange. Am I lost here? I'm not sure I'm lost here. I'm not totally convinced I'm lost here. Rook takes b7, I take it, right? Oh, rook takes b7 check. Okay, okay. Rook b7 check. Mm-hmm. And if I go king e6, king e6, d7, maybe, rook e8. I don't know what's going on here. It's a mess. Your bishop's hanging too, though. Oh, sorry. King e6. Where's, oh god, all my lines are messed up. Rook takes b7, king e6. If you take here, I take here. What's going on? If you check, I have the block. I got the block-a-roni. I don't know. I don't know about this. This is a mess. It's a total mess. You definitely have compensation for the piece, but I don't know if you're winning. It's an interesting idea. I will certainly give you that. But I don't know. F4. I have to be clever here. Let me go f4, king f6. f4 is a good move. I think king f6 is required. Some finesse is required. Rook e7 wins now. Rook e7? Rook e7 cannot possibly win right now. I think here the best try is maybe to go d7. Yeah, I was looking at this d7 move, which is a total mess. d7, rook e8. Isn't this like vaguely trapped? You have to take, I think. And now, like, what's going on? Oh, there's a check here. Hold on. takes, rook c5, rook c5. You have to guard that check. That's close to mate. This is complicated. This might be winning, actually. I think black is playing for a draw here, absolutely. It's complicated. I just feel like there's no reason for like pyrotechnics right now. Like white has a very comfortable position, and you don't have to go into like crazy randomness that could or could not be good for you. I mean, obviously, if you calculate a forced win, you take it. But I didn't really see a reason to go for that. Also, black did not include the rooks. He did not include the rooks, which means that white didn't have these ideas of going for f7. Anyway, let's see what happened. Queen d5, knight c6, rook fd1. Sensible. Maybe, just maybe, this rook should go to c1, because black has not committed to pressuring the pawn. So there was an idea of going like rook c1 and bishop b5 and just saying, I'm going to chop. That's not unreasonable. But okay. Rook d1 was played. Rook e8. So he's eyeing the unprotected bishop. This bishop should probably move maybe to b5. That is suspicious. That is very suspicious. The move h3 was played, which I'm not a fan of. h3. This doesn't feel like it's addressing the needs of the position. I understand you're creating luft, but with rook e8, black is signaling active intentions. Like, both these rooks have the potential to land on the 5th, which could be very annoying. So it is time to keep creating threats. Here, you're creating an annoyance. Although I guess you still have this. I thought you had this move, but it just doesn't quite work. How annoying. How annoying. Yeah. Maybe this isn't quite as good for white as that. Maybe white really does need to go for this. Maybe rook fd1 is just too passive. There's also the idea that maybe you don't have to make a rook move here. You can go like bishop f3. And the idea behind my idea behind bishop f3 is actually to take this. For example, if you go rook e8, I take, and well, your rook on e8 was very unfortunately positioned. And so let's not play rook e8 there. If you go rook d8, here this pawn ends up unprotected actually. Let's see, take, and rook here, this pawn is falling, and I think black will actually win this game. So maybe my idea is bad. Bishop f3, rook d8. But your queen's protected, right? So you can go bishop b6. Or oh, not that one. You can go bishop g5. There's no time for queen takes because I pick off the rook first. So like bishop g5, rook here. Well, again, you can't go there, right? Because I'm taking this and winning my material. So rook. Maybe the rook has to go back to f8, but then you've wasted a lot of time. Like rook c8. Rook c8 protects the knight. But now we get this rook in, like rook e1. There's this rook a5 annoyance again, though. Very annoying. But I can try this shot again. See what's going on here on f7. Shaky. Ah, but my rook's not vulnerable on d1 this time. So now this looks very unpleasant, right? Rook f8, bishop e7. You might have some issues here, or I can't take that. Just like h4 maybe. This position is very dynamic. White looks good here. White looks very good here. Yeah, Artikom's saying he wants to ditch an exchange in order to take the d6 pawn. I absolutely agree. If I could sack an exchange to take d6, I would be thrilled. Oh, people are pointing out that h3 is toying with this idea of bishop g4. That is a point that I missed. But black I think responded correctly with rook e5, and now it's annoying. That's very annoying. Queen has moved, queen b3. Bishop g4 is still potentially coming. There's no f5, you're pinning. Maybe king h8. Meet that with f5. My king on h8 is much safer than it is on g8. There was a double threat here, though. How to meet that one? What if I go rook d8? No, because then this hits. And it hits hard. Annoying. I will give you that. Let me look at this. King h8 takes rook d8. Yeah, it's not working at all. Maybe you have to. No, but you just can't go so passive. Okay, I have an idea. Nope, it was a bad idea. I was looking at this move knight e5, and my point was, first of all, that, but after, or sorry, not knight e5, knight d4, but after rook takes, there's really nothing here. This is just a lost position. Yeah, this is difficult. This is difficult, very difficult. Maybe there's a knight a5 move. That vaguely holds my life together for now. I wonder if I can just go rook a1 though. What's happening in this variation? Ah, you actually have rook e8. I was counting on bishop f8. No, this doesn't work at all. Hold on. What's happening here? What is going on here? This is a big problem, right? You just lose, I think. I think you have to go like bishop f6. Otherwise you just lose. You could play that down in exchange, actually. Like takes. But the rook is so good. And this must be losing. I'm actually going to win this pawn by force, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's unplayable. Bishop f6. What's going on here? Probably losing, right? This one. Let's go. Oh, rook d7 and bishop c4. Yeah, that's also very good. Yeah, so knight a5, rook a1. I don't think you can take the queen. Well, okay, we didn't look at the bishop f8 variation. Because this is maybe playable, this position. I've won a tempo, because my bishop's already here. It's still awful, though. It still should have just lost, basically. Yeah, that's an interesting line. Rook a, knight a5, rook a1. You're not obliged to take the queen, though. Ah, yeah, there's a little something here. This helps get rid of the bishop pair, at least. After d8 queen, if you don't trade queens? Oh, I sort of thought that was forced. Sorry, it's not this line. It's the bishop f8 line. I guess you don't have to trade queens. Queen somewhere. It looks terrible, though. Like, I have things like rook b1 coming. I don't know, queen a5. Bishop c4. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. That is gonna be rough. Anyway, I have a feeling this is not gonna happen. What happened after queen b3? Knight a5 was played. Okay, we're entering the start of the line. Rook a1, not at all forced. Yeah, rook a1, rook e3 is a problem for white, I think. Let's say I just maintain the pressure. Queen anywhere. Queen b6, guard this pawn. Queen b6, rook a6 maybe? Nope, just kidding. Bishop's on there. These bishops, man. They're too much for me. Now this move starts to come with a little bit of threat, a little bit of poison. Also, what about, this is interesting. After knight a5, this is maybe playable. Although you can take it, right? Take. d7. Something like this. Not what you want. This rook is out to dry. Can't get anywhere important. Yeah, that's not playable. You can't take that. So bishop g4, you have to move. I really don't know what you do in this position. Queen d8. Or no, I didn't try taking this immediately. Takes. Maybe this is playable, because the bishop is halting the pawn for just a second. Something like knight c5. Every line I look at just feels unbelievably shaky. Yeah, queen b6 played. It's a good move. Maybe bishop f8 here. It's difficult to play. Or rook d8. I really have to put as much pressure on this pawn as I can. This move is coming though. I do have f5 now. Because there's no longer a pin here. It's like rook d8, bishop g4, f5, bishop f3. I'm threatening to win this pawn. But maybe black can give it. For example, bishop f8. And now I'm threatening to win this, so if you go for this, I can say I'll live. Is there some tactical issue here? There might be. A lot of pieces are lined up. No, there's a check though. Yeah, black seems to escape in that line, so it would not be wise to cash out on b7. Maybe bishop f4 here, adding another defender. Bishop f4, rook e6. Nope. Not rook e6. Vetoed. Bishop f4. Where does the rook go? Back to e8, I guess. I'm so vulnerable on these diagonals. Oh my god. Like, I'm just waiting to be executed. Yeah, this is bad news. Bad news, Bears. Uday Satya is gonna have to come up with some real magic to escape out of this position. The pawn on d6. He's a monster. He's a monster. Anyway, I'm gonna scroll back up and get that game. Oh yeah, the knight's been hanging this whole time because I moved the rook. Ha! Whoops. I'm gonna go and get that game that was posted in chat because this we seem to be slowing down here. So let me open this in a new chapter. So we're going to go just look at this game that a chat member submitted. Who submitted this exactly? This was Will Wolf 691. And we're gonna look through this game while we have a little bit of a break here. E4, knight c6, the Nimzowitsch defense. Nimzowitsch. Yeah, you gotta play d4 here, right? Knight c3 was played. You gotta go d4. Take that opportunity while you can. Because after knight c3, now it's just a 4 knights. f4, okay, it's not a 4 knights anymore. I don't even know what this is, to be honest. It's a something. I feel like black should be happy with this opening though. Bishop b4, knight f3, d6, d6. It's a little timid. I might take and accept the challenge, but d6 can't be so terrible. Knight d5. We are breaking our opening rules, but black's going to have to move that bishop. I assume we're going to go bishop c5, bishop a5. I think the bishop's better on c5 personally. I don't know. You're not running into any d4 right now. So bishop c5 makes a lot of sense. I think bishop a5 does guard the c7 point, but you're not under a current threat. Bishop c5 guards the d4 square, which I think is more important than the c7 point. But okay, bishop a5. Everything here is fine so far. We're going to go c3, d4. Knight e7. Why are we going knight e7, right? Go knight f6. Active. Let's be active. There's no point in going knight e7. Let's go knight f6. Knight f6. We're still challenging this knight. The knight's on a great square. We're not worried about this pin. It's never going to happen. Yeah, I don't see why we're playing so passively. Let's come out with knight f6. Okay, knight e7. Bishop c4. Knight takes d5. Is there a threat? Whenever you initiate a trade, you are helping your opponent get his pieces more forward or more up the board. I don't see what this knight was threatening. It's not threatening to take here. It's not threatening to do anything like this. So this knight is not threatening. Let's get on with it, right? Let's get castled. Or I don't know. Let's develop the bishop. Yeah, you can develop. Well, here f5 maybe. But okay, we can develop the bishop. The bishop shouldn't come. Well, you should castle. If you go bishop g4, after h3 you have to take the knight. Which is not so terrible. I just would rather not give up the bishop pair. Yeah, no need to take this, right? And besides, I'm worried about this move. The knight doesn't have a great square, knight d7, and then there's some problems on f7, right, already? Take. I don't know if you can take this. Castle. f7 is so weak. Hold on, do I have to castle? Because if I castle, maybe you can survive with castles? I'm not even sure you can though, like queen f3. Queen f3, knight f6, you'll live. No, I have a punish here. I have a hard punish, I'm pretty sure. Takes knight e7. Takes. Knight takes. What's the punish? How do I get you? I don't know. This feels very, very shaky for black. White's coming out really quick. Maybe I'm wrong though. Queen f3, knight f6. Go d4, bishop g5. That's probably good. Go d4. What's going on here? Oh no, you're hanging this. Oh, there it is. What am I talking about? Queen f3, knight f6. This hangs. That's it. That's all. There we go. It took me so long to see that. You're hanging f7. That's the problem. So that means after like ed, you're just screwed. Because you can't take this, I don't think. Or you can take that, but you can't take this d5 pawn, which means you just have no space. I'm gonna castle, play like queen h5, d4, all this fun stuff, and I'm having all the fun. You don't get to do anything. So okay, this is disastrous. But in the game, bishop d5 was played, which is worse, I think. Bishop b6, you're being annoying. Or were you white or black? I don't even know. Queen f3, queen h4. Let me look at that. E05, takes. Yeah, but can I go g3? What's the problem? Yeah, because this is not hanging actually, and this is hanging a lot. I feel like you just like made your problems infinitely worse. Is your idea queen f6? No, I take this, right? Oh, this is hanging. Nope, f7 hangs. The tactics just work out for me because I developed and you didn't. Yeah, this queen h4 doesn't work. This is protected. And you... Also, I can just take this and take on f7. But I think even better is to take this. Maybe with the queen even. Yeah, let's take it with the queen. There we go. Hit this in the meantime. And you just lose on the spot. Yeah, okay, so... bishop takes d5, not as good. Because now white's going to have a hard time castling, probably. Although d4 is maybe coming. Let's see, d4 is maybe playable. d4 was played. d4, ed4, castles. What? Why don't we take the pawn back? We don't have like a mating attack anymore. You can't just castle. Just do this. What? Do this and be better because you have a massive center. And you'll castle next move. What? Or you'll go like bishop e3 and then castles. Why are we castling? You don't even have like a knight that's coming to c3 to like justify this. Castles, dc3, check, king h1. Now here, I actually would not take this second pawn, because that's starting to look like a Danish gambit. Here, as black, I would castle. And he did, okay. Yeah, I think excepting the second pawn, that's a bit much. Because now I really do have a lot of pieces pointing at your king. Like here already I go like knight g5 and queen h5. And that is a lot of pieces. This rook comes in. This bishop doesn't have a good square to go to at all. And so yeah, you don't want to take that second pawn. That speeds white up too much. cd4, or sorry, no, castles dc3, king h1, and and castles. No. King h1, I scrolled on accident, and castles. That's probably best. Why you're giving another pawn away? This might be sound. Let's see. Takes. I'm gonna go bishop e6 and challenge him. Queen g3. That's annoying. g6. I didn't want to play that. It's not a move I wanted to play. But I am taking this bishop off the board, which is nice for me. I don't know. I don't see anything concrete for white here. White has a hard time getting the queen into h6 because all of these squares are covered. And so it's hard to make use of these dark square weaknesses. Also, I will try and arrange bishop d4 at some point. Or at the very least, I'll get my queen on f8 if I must. So yeah, I don't know about this. Like takes. If you don't take, if you play like knight g5, then takes. Knight d7. My knight goes to f5, which is a good square for the knight. The knight on f5 covers the dark squares decently as well. Also covers g7. So yeah, this doesn't feel like a whole lot to me. I think you just have to take the pawn back instead of queen e1 is interesting, but I don't believe it. Okay, cb2 played. Bishop b2. And here, bishop g4. What? Okay, what happens if I go queen g3? Isn't this piece just lost? What? Like h5, h3. You lose a piece. Okay, so you have to go bishop e6, I think. I just don't see what else you do. It looks like in this bishop e6 line, someone's saying bishop takes e6, knight g5, with queen h4 ideas. So that's your first point. That's a fair point. So I go queen e7, queen h4, h6, and you've pinned yourself? Isn't this just like not working? Oh, after g6, where was that? Queen g3, yep. g6, bishop takes, and knight g5. Okay. I see. Queen e7, queen h4. Okay, but you actually aren't threatening anything here, so can't I go like bishop d4? You still pinned yourself. And if my bishop retreats to like h8, I should be safe. Because as soon as the knight moves, I can take control of this diagonal. And here I think black is doing fine. Black is up a pawn. His king is a little bit unsafe. White might have some compensation, but it shouldn't be enough to cover this. Okay, so king h1, cb2, bishop b2, castles, knight g5. Or no, sorry. What was it? It was castles. Oops, wrong thing. cb2, bishop b2, bishop g4. That's right. Wait, we haven't castled yet? No, I'm in the wrong line. Excuse me. King h1, castles. This is the main line. Queen e1, cb2, bishop b2, and bishop g4, which was very bizarre. Queen g3 wins on the spot, but the white player played knight g5, which is a mistake. And now black went knight d4. But queen h4 is a problem, right? Like, that's a double attack. So let's do something about that. Maybe like h6. h6, queen h4, takes. Give a pawn back to close that diagonal. That looks reasonable. I think white will have some continued pressure though, especially if he takes with the pawn. That looks a little bit annoying. Ideas of g6 coming. Oh, sorry, you have to take the bishop first. And yeah, g6 is an idea. g6 is real. Yeah, that's annoying. That's really annoying, actually. g6 is super annoying. I think I might have to play g6. I don't think I can let that happen. But this is awful. Rook f6. Let's go. Rook takes g6. King g7. Queen h4. This is terrible. You lose. You just lose. Or no, there's rook h8. You don't lose. I mean, f7. Ay. Yeah, this is awful. How do I solve my problems? Takes. Oh god. I can't go bishop d4. I can't move any pieces. Do I have to take this? That can't be good. That cannot possibly be good. No, sorry, I get mated. Whoops. Whoopsie. Yeah, this is really bad. Knight g5. What if I start with this? Queen h4, h6? It just transposes, right? But I have a choice of what piece to take. I could take here. This is different. Bishop d4. You can take, well, you can take and go queen h4. And then I have to transpose, I think. I can go h5 if I want. h3 takes, or sorry, bishop e6. But you're mating me again. How annoying. I don't see how you defend this position, to be quite honest. Knight g5, knight d4, I think queen h5 should just end the game. Or sorry, queen h4. Queen g3 played. I don't see what you do on queen h4. Queen h4, like h6. Take, and I'm going g6 and you lose. So that's, you lose, is the moral of that story. Well, maybe there's this. No. You lose. And so, yeah, queen g3 is not best. Sorry, it's not in this position. Knight g5. Knight d4. No, where's the knight d4 lines? Knight d4. Not queen h4, but queen. After knight d4, queen g3, which I think is not best. Bishop h5. You probably have to go bishop e6, if I had to guess. No, doesn't it get you mated, actually? No, it doesn't, because the knight guards g7. Clever. I was clever without realizing. I think you have to go bishop e6, because you're just getting so murdered on this diagonal. And here, maybe you'll survive. Because the point is, if you take a bunch of times here, then my knight guards g7 and I don't get mated. And on f5, I just give the piece back, right? f5, I can actually go like, nope, can't do that. I can go queen g5 though. Block your queen. Take, and your structure's ridiculous. Yeah, that's reasonable. So queen g3, I think bishop e6, you're getting out of it. Bishop h5, you may not be getting out of it anymore. Like queen h5, right? No, queen h5, bishop g6 is the point. I'm receiving a call. I'll call them back in just a second. Queen c3? No, that doesn't work. But my rook can just put pressure on the knight, like rook d1. And it's difficult to support the knight. Yeah, I mean, this is all over. Bishop h5. f5. Okay, that's interesting. I think it's time to get the other. Oh, I don't have that square. Maybe I do have that square. I don't know. It's complicated. I don't know. It's too hard. Chess is too hard. Queen h4, bishop g6, f5. I think it's going to be sort of similar with h6. Oh, but I'm getting somehow mated in this line. And I have to take this, and I'm getting mated. How did that happen? Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't have a reasonable defense to this. I really don't. Okay, but f5 was played beforehand. But I think this makes a difference, because now h6, and I'm not entering the same variation, because your pawn doesn't end up on g6. Yeah, this makes a difference. f5 is inaccurate. Okay, f5, queen f6. Queen f6? What? And you're saying there's nothing dangerous happening here. I guess the point is on queen h4 to go queen h6? What happens on g4? Don't you just lose? Queen f6, queen h4. What's going on? Maybe h6? And there's just nothing happening on this diagonal. That's a tough one for me to stomach, I do say. Wow. Play this position. I should probably take the queens off if I can. It still looks good for white, but okay, queen f6 actually seems reasonable. Queen f6, or sorry, f5, queen f6, rook ae1, reasonable. Maybe you're gonna go e5 at some point. h6, knight h3, going to f4, a good square. King h7. Were we worried about that pin? I wasn't particularly worried about this pin. I would probably try to involve this rook with rook ae8. The b pawn has probably been hanging for like 8 years as well. And I self-pinned. I really don't like black's position. This bishop is useless. Yeah, I think everything is awful. But I don't... King h7 can't possibly be the right move. You've also undefended f7. Knight f4, very good. g6. g6, really? Huh. So there is a back rank mate threat, which we need to keep our eyes on. If takes, you're losing on the back rank. That's one thing to be aware of. FG, FG. Probably throwing an FG is actually not correct. I can take here immediately and just claim that I have 2 bishops and your structure is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in the world. And that would not be the worst claim in the world. In fact, I can start piling on the knight here. I think your knight has some big issues. Move like queen d3 coming next. And you might have some big problems with this knight soon. So yeah, let's see. Did he take the... Knight takes h5. Yep, that... Oh, sorry, not that line. Knight takes h5 immediately makes sense to me. Gh5. And e5. I know there's c5, but then your bishop is... Then you played c5, right? And then your dark square bishop is Terrible. Shouldn't take the bishop on h5. That's reasonable. I just wanted to get my rook d1. There has to be something though, right? Maybe I need to check these lines again. I can't take this, that's mate. Maybe just like h3. No, I must have better. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going through the game, see what happens. h5, gh5, e5 played, very enterprising. e5, de5 makes sense. Black's structure is terrible, but he has 3 pawns. That's a lot of pawns. It's a lot of pawns. Rook e5. Okay, 2 pawns, right? We get one back. I forgot. Rook g8 is reasonable. Getting some activity. Queen e1, c6. So the queen went to e1. Do I have anything done this file? Do I have a rook no, the bishop gets taken. Ah, but I have a I have a cheapo. I will take a queen. Ah, you found it. Nice. In the game, bishop f7 played. The queen did not take. The queen can't take. Rook g7. Now, I don't know, like bishop h5 is probably good. Okay, bishop g6, also probably good. King h8 is landing on the back rank doing me anything? Check. Rook g8. That doesn't appear to accomplish a ton. Oh, it's guarded more times than I thought. Check. Rook g8. I can probably even go for the ending with like queen e7. Yeah, everything looks to win massively. King h8. How do we end? Queen e4. So he's piling on this piece. This game is a mess. Is there some knight f5? No, there's going to be a check there. This move looks reasonable. Is there a rook g6? No, that's just unplayable, I think. Maybe rook d8 is playable? No, then check. But now the queen guards. Black doesn't lose immediately? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Queen E4, C5, guards the knight. Rook E1, reasonable. Rook on A to G8. He wants to take this twice. It's a dangerous piece, it's limiting the king. Rook E8, very good, taking the back rank. H4, desperation. Takes, Queen B7. Rook's gonna land on E7, yikes. Queen G7. I was gonna play Rook E7 anyway, thanks for inviting me. Yeah, there we go. Rook E7. H3. H3? Okay, you lose. Great. This is just garbage time. Takes. You played C5, so you don't even have a discovery. Hilarious. Rook takes G7. Bishop D4. CD4. Queen C8. You have to go Rook G8. Queen D7. There's a mate. You can take the pawn, so it's not mate there. D3 and black resigns. Very good. Nice game, dude. A little crazy, but that was fun. I think I'm gonna go check and see how the Spite Night game ended, because it did end, and then we're gonna call it a day. So in this game has ended. We left this game after knight A5 and White had just played Queen B6, which we thought was domination. So after Queen B6, let's see what happened. Rook E6. That looks like it's asking for it. And it looks like it's asking for it big time. Bishop B5 makes a lot of sense. Queen D8. And White takes the endgame. Because there's this trick. Yeah, you just lose a piece, I think. Yeah, you lose a whole piece. You can take this pawn at least, but you're lost. No, you can't even take that pawn. Maybe you can. You might be able to take it like this. I don't know. He did do that, yeah. Yeah, and you lose, because you're down a piece. Takes, and White is winning. B6, bishop B4, let's see the conversion. Rook E6, rook C1. Bishop out. Rook check, king G7. Bishop C3 takes. I don't know why black's trading pieces. Oh, he's forced to because it's pinned to the king. That's clever. F5. Check, rook on the 7th. It's a dangerous thing. King H6. King H2, F4. Rook F7. That's a great rook. G5, bishop D3, black resigns. A nice game from Spite Night. Sorry guys, I was for missing the lines in chat. I was trying to breeze through because I saw the Spite Night game had ended and I wanted to quickly recap that. But yeah, thank you, Will, for submitting that game. We had some downtime. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm playing a tournament tomorrow. I am, like I said, I've become very, very busy I've actually I work full time now as a teacher. I'm at the high school that I work at from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day, which is a change. I used to really only work like 15 or 20 hours. Now I have a full 40 hours. So unfortunately, that means I can't stream as much. But I do my best to stream when I can. This is the first time I've been able to stream in like a week, just because I'm very busy. You might ask, if you have a full-time job, why are you off on Friday? Well, the school has some like trips planned or something. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I was hoping to get 3 league games, but I only got 2. But we got that in-between game from Will Wolf to make it interesting. In the Atlanta tournament, no, I play in New York. I'm playing at the Marshall. They have a weekend FIDE there. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you sometime next week, and hopefully I'll get this internet sorted out so I stop dropping every frame in the world. Alright, have a great weekend, guys. I'll catch you probably on Monday. I'll throw a stream, because Monday's Columbus Day, which means I don't have any work. So have a great weekend, everyone.